the Daily Market Commentary. My name is Charlie Fulkerson, joined by my dad, Sunburnt Chuck Fulkerson.
Hey everybody, welcome everyone to the weekend edition. Glad you're able to join us. I'm back with my super spectacular co-host today.
Me, Charlie.
It's the first time we've had Charlie on in a couple of weeks because we took a long 3-week vacation, and then last week I was out of town on some business getting a couple of things done, but we got Charlie back on the show as we are going to do our weekend edition, so let's go ahead and do what we do every day. For those of you new to the channel, make sure that you click the subscribe button down below so that you get the updates as they become available. And please, if I could ask one favor, spread the word. Let other people know about this. Hopefully this will help a lot of different traders as they're getting going. One more small piece. I'm going to have an announcement coming probably next week about the daily market commentary. It's going to be cool. Don't worry. We're not taking it away. We're not changing it, but I'm trying to expand a little bit and open up the repertoire, as they say. So we'll have more about that coming next week. So let's go ahead and dive right in like we do every week. For those of you that are new to the channel, you just know that we leave the lines on the charts all the time. We got to make sure that we're always using the lines as they come available. So let's start with the S&P. Now, the S&P overall, what direction does that look like it's going, Charlie?
Down.
Yeah, looks like it's going down. Now it's going down. Our trend is still kind of down. I had said on Friday of last week that I did believe that we would have a sell-off towards the end of the day. Indeed, we did get a sell-off on Friday. Now the mistake that I made, and I don't call it a mistake because I followed my rules, was that I didn't think that we would fall off of this level this hard a second time. And indeed we did. So I'm certainly still not going to use this level kind of going forward. So right now we still have this little 15-minute level down in here. Now I will say that we did get nearly tested into there and it popped back up, but this is the beginning of a move up. So if it's the beginning of a move up, it means it's the bottom of a what, Charlie?
Mountain.
And at the bottom of the mountain, who takes over?
Bulls. And we push which button? Buy.
That's right. So this could be an area to get in. Now, the thing I don't love about it is look how we almost touched it. Look how we came really close to touching it, and we didn't quite get into it. So this tells me that we might be eating into any orders that are here already. So keep an eye on it, and as price arrives, you may or may not take that long opportunity. If you do, you're going to have a fairly limited price opportunity. So same one exists here in the Nasdaq. Not as in love with it either way. It's not a great level that I'm in love with in either capacity. Now I got a lot of decent levels up above to get short when price comes back up into here, where we had this fair price value before a strong move down. And if price comes back to the top of a slide, we're going to look to do what? Who's taking over at the top of a slide?
Bears.
And what do we do when the bears take over?
Sell.
That's
we
right.
Push the sell button. Slide equals bears equals sell. Mountain equals bulls equals buy.
That's right. Very good, Charlie. So one of the things I am going to look at, though, is this area right here. Now, what I can see is that this looks like I think that we could have a potential breakout if we break above here. And the reason is I'm not in love with any of these areas where we've got resistance. I'm not in love with any of these pivots until about this area here. So I think we could have a breakout long if we get above here, because look at how it acted as a floor, acted as a floor, acted as a floor. Once the floor breaks, the prices continue to go down, but the old floor becomes the new what?
Ceiling.
Old floor becomes the new ceiling. And what happens if we go up through the ceiling, Charlie?
We keep going up until we hit a new ceiling.
That's right. Price will go up until it hits a new ceiling. So as it stands right now, I'm in between what could be a buying opportunity down here and a ceiling up here. Now, I'm not going to place a sell order in this level here since we've already fallen off of that area, and that's a reaction to the area to the left. Now, crude oil. So over the weekend, we had President Trump send out a tweet about production, saying that the Saudis should up their production, and so the market said, you know what, just for that little tweet, we're going to gap down by about a point. And so we gapped down, immediately traded down to what could be a pretty decent little buy area and then rallied back up. So I know that last week I had actually talked about this area on the Friday edition, saying how I wasn't in love with the area, and then look what it gone and did. It bounced and came back up. So John, shame on me, right? Hopefully some of you took it. My dear friend John asked me about the level, and I said, I like this one down here a bit better. So we'll see if it comes back. Yes, Charlie, he's tapping me on the shoulder.
Which John? John the Baptist? St. John of the Cross?
No,
John, my brother?
No, not John, your brother, and and none of the Saint Johns. But it was a move down. So good question though, Charlie. All right, next let's take a look at gold. Now in gold, I had a potential breakout above this 1255 area. We did get above that 1255 area and we're unable to hold much of a move. Now, it doesn't mean that the level has failed, because we've not yet put in a true lower low for the pivot. So the level technically hasn't failed, although many people may not be comfortable being long yet. If you're not long yet, then I wouldn't get in until it breaks through up a second time, if indeed it's going to. If you are long, you got to make sure that your stop is pretty well protected. I think that this put in another little pivot low right under here, so maybe move that stop up and tighten it up so that you take at most about 3 points of risk on this. I don't have much else to add, since I'm waiting to see if we gain a little bit of support and this upward trend holds, which indeed we do have a little bit of an upward trend that has started on the hourly chart. Next, let's go look at the bond market. So looking at our bonds. Now, our bond market, we did hit our Friday. On Friday, we talked about the entry right here. Price came down pretty much the whole day on Friday. So any of you that were in that position, let me know how that's working out for you as that's continuing its move down. Our level in the Aussie has not yet been filled, as we have a dashed line up here. And a dashed line means we wait for price to come in and then we sell when it starts to come back out. In the meantime, we're putting in an upward trend, which tells us its better opportunities are to look for buying areas. So one of the things I may, do today is I will tell you, if you're so inclined to trade on a Sunday evening, look for a candle-to-candle entry on this pullback right here. If we get a higher high than this candle's high, it could be an opportunity to get long, and then obviously you move your stop up as need be. In the euro, nothing really to add. We're still inside this big price movement here on the euro. And then in the Canadian dollar, we got our breakout to the long side, and prices continue to go up. Remember, this blue line, when it was below, was acting as the what, Charlie?
Ceiling.
And then when we broke through the ceiling, where's it going to go?
Up to that new thingy up there, and that's a new ceiling, so it will stop there.
And probably come back down a little bit. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And this was originally the floor when it had broken down below. So we've left the level intact. Now, I will say that we're chopping along sideways right now, putting in what, for those of you that are chart pattern readers, we are putting in a little bit of a bull, you could call that a bull pennant, maybe even a bull flag pattern. And that would typically lend itself to a breakout to the upside. And it's typically half the distance of the pole. So if we were to think about half the distance of the pole, it would get us up to, let me move this drawing here.
Up to the ceiling?
Up to the ceiling, right. So if I take the pole, about half the distance of the pole gets us
to the ceiling.
To the ceiling. So
look at the 6-year-old teaching the 40-year-old.
Yeah, rub it in, pal. I'm not 40 yet. I'm getting there. All right. Last ones. We're going to take a look now at the euro and the Aussie, as well as, the pound and the yen. I clicked on the wrong one. So I thought I just looked at the euro and the Aussie. All right, so the pound and the yen. So in the Great British Pound, we didn't really have a whole lot last week, and not a whole lot new has really been added. If you're so inclined, I think you may get a breakout above this area here. I think that we're basing right underneath this level. And we may get a breakout above here. If we do get a breakout above here, it gives you a chance to get long. I would be a little cautious of this area right here for the eventual target. I think we could get a decent little reversal up here, and this would be the beginning of a slide. So when we get back to the top of the slide, who's going to take over?
The bears.
Right. So what button do we push?
Sell.
Right.
Slide, bear, sell. Slide, bear, sell.
Good song, Charlie. All right. In the Japanese yen, we have the same pattern right here, although we are in a stronger downward trend. So I'm not sure we're going to make it back up to that little bit of sideways price action before price kind of comes back down. I think there's a good opportunity here for somebody to just do the trend following method if you choose to, kind of sell at this retail level and buy back at wholesale levels.
That looks like a slide.
It does. It kind of looks like a slide, but the top of the slide is up here. There's no other good entries in that slide that I can see yet, Charlie. It'll get there. Well, if it comes back up to there, it may not reverse. We only want to look for the good entries. You don't want to go on a rusty slide, do you?
No.
You want to go on a good slide that's nice and safe.
Yep.
So it's got to be built right, right?
Yep.
Well, this slide is not built right. See how this slide has a little bit of sideways and then a very strong move down? Do you see that?
Yep.
That means it's built right. Do we see a very strong move down in any of these slides?
Nope.
So it's not built as strongly, and that's what we're looking for. So
what a grown-up-y answer.
Thanks, Charlie. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you've got any questions, please feel free to send me an email. I will gladly help you out. chuck@iiefinancial.com. Until tomorrow, if we get any major changes, I will have a new video out tomorrow morning. If there's no major changes, then I probably won't have another video out until Tuesday morning. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Charlie, send everybody away. Tell them have a good day.
Bye.
All right, see you soon.